Things are going great on my Minecraft world. We have food from villager trading. We have an iron farm, a bunch of these cool little builds around my village. But there's one area I've been neglecting for over a year: storage and workstations. And today we're gonna fix it. Let me give myself a little bit of credit though. I mean, this is not that bad. We've got the chests along the top with the contents underneath. This one is iron. This one's moss and moss stuff, copper. You get the point. For day one, this is pretty good. This is really good. But we're on year 2 in this world. So having these overflowing bulk storage chests and all of our workstations sitting out in the open and being harassed by these villagers, not good enough anymore. And so today we're gonna build a super simple but powerful early game storage room and workstation. And if there's time, I'm gonna sneak in a little villager shop, but I don't know if that's gonna fit. All right, it's a new day and we're gonna get started over here. The good news is we're working in my storage and work zone already, so I don't really have to go gather materials. I want to start outlining the build, and I've got all my andesite sitting right here. In this world, I've used a lot of polished andesite, like here, along the edges, to build structures. So we're going to use it similarly here, and I'm going to start off by just outlining my areas. I think we'll come up to about here. I want to work in zones of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 internal, so it's actually a 7 wide, and it's got 5 on the internal. And that height gap there we will work around, but for now let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I like how the wall here naturally has this ridge, so we're gonna kind of follow that a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I should mention, by the way, the storage and workstation are actually gonna be right here in this wall. So we're gonna dress this wall up and make it look a lot nicer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be here. So on this one, we might let the wall, we might go a little shorter. 1, 2, 3. Let's go 3. Now I'm just gonna make these too tall to help me keep an eye on where we're working. Goodness gracious. Now, to get these guys out of my way, I think I'm just gonna move all of this stuff. Oh, that was a lot of XP. All right, until we have our workstation re-established, we're gonna go ahead right over here, and I don't know that I'll need too many of these other blocks. I'll probably just leave them. All right, much nicer. These guys should congregate over there or just get out of the way entirely. And now to get started, we'll go all the way up to the height of this, but we'll bring this up. Okay, those look good. And now we're gonna come across the top, with some stairs. That looks nice. So each of these sections, each of them will have a different purpose. So this big center one will probably be the entrance into our storage. This one will have our workstation re-established inside of it. This might just be decorative. We're gonna have to sleep soon, but I do want to show you for the storage what exactly we're planning to build. So I'm gonna need a ton of chests, and what we'll do here, if I can get it done quickly before the night comes, we're gonna build these storage units that I really like, that I've used on other worlds, where you basically, where are my hoppers? Yeah, here we go. You set the chests up like this, and what you're able to then do is, if I put something in this top chest, we'll see it's gonna flow all the way down to the bottom. So now I gotta wait for that. Now it's very much time to sleep. All right, so once we've built one of these bulk storage units, and this is great, by the way, for like all of this dirt, we can just have chests and chests and chests of dirt. But then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use trap doors, kind of like this. I'm just gonna do one side. Use trap doors like this to make it feel kind of enclosed, right? Imagine this is repeated on that side. We can even put them on the front. So now my access, I just come in here. When I need to unload, I unload into here, and these hoppers work them all the way down. I'll just drop these here for now, since we're gonna get building. So by the end of the day today, we're gonna have a couple of different bulk storage units inside. Actually, I think it'll be inside of this one, but inside of the wall here. Should be really, really cool. All right, I do want to get the design right on these before we worry about moving in our units. So we just worked with these oak trapdoors. Now we're going to work with these spruce ones. And we're going to use one of the absolute oldest tricks in the book here. You just saw me do it a minute ago to make the storage containers. Now we're going to use these as walls. They make these really cool walls, and they're thin on, right? They take up this whole block, but I can walk past them, which is just so nice. Like I said, it's an old one. It's an oldie but a goodie. Honestly, when this trick came out, they might have called it something like the bee's knees. That's how old the trick is. But if you've never done it before, check it out. It's really good. All right, I think that makes a nice entrance way. For these other two, I think I'm just gonna toss in full walls for them. That looks nice. Let me zoom out a little bit. I think that looks really nice. Once we get like a door in there, it's gonna look great. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty darn cool. Honestly, if this one's gonna be decorative, I kind of want to put just some stone in here. What if we did like chiseled, maybe even some tough? Like what if we did, these. Give me 3 of these. These are gonna be really cool. When we've just got stone here, I think, you know, I personally don't like to over decorate an area. I'm pretty happy just having like, is that cool? Having just some stone in here. Let me flip this around. Having some stone in here. Maybe not these ones. Maybe that's a little too noisy. What about this? Maybe this is good. You know, these are the kind of really little things that I find make my attachment to the world so much deeper. Like, does that little detail matter? No. Am I gonna put anything here? I don't know. Maybe a chest. You know, this classic kind of chest. Put it out, just do like this. I don't know. That's kind of cool. And we've got these little stone poking out the back. I like it. That's good enough for now. The sun is close to setting again, so let's take another minute and kind of work this back into the existing flow. It might be easier to do above even. While we wait for the sun to set again, take a look from a little farther back. This is starting to look so much cleaner. As soon as it's daytime, we're gonna get up above and work on some railings. All right, now from up here, we want this to feel like a protected side. So I think we're gonna raise these up, something like that. Gate. I'm gonna try a few different variations, but I think we're gonna do spruce gates and fences, something like this. So I'm freestyling a little bit here. I think that's pretty nice. I don't know why, but we started getting cats in this village. I'm pretty happy about it. I had not seen them in like 200 days on this world, and only recently did they start to show up. There have been a lot of comments on recent videos, and by the way, thank you so much for all the support on recent videos. Seriously, it is just so cool to have a community to share my builds with and the Minecraft journey. Thank you so much for being here. But there have been a lot of comments about our horrible death pit over here for the villagers, and I have a plan for what to do with this area, but it's going to take me a couple of episodes to get that sorted out. Bear with me. Now back over here, Let's get in a few more of these, and we'll do it similarly on this one. Trapdoors are just so like that really does look and feel so nice. Trapdoors are insanely versatile. Let's see how it looks from down below. Oh, I think this looks really cool. Yeah, it looks a little too samey. All right, we'll let the grass grow in up here. At this point, we've got to do a bunch of digging. See, I want to make several of these modules. I'll probably actually stack them like 3 chests deep, and then we'll have trapdoors on the side. So there'll be 5 deep modules that are 5 across. So we're gonna need a pretty large surface. Once we come in, I actually want this to be 1 level down rather than being on the same level as the docks. I think that'll give us nice height, because this is really the limit on our height. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That'd be 15 deep. So yeah, let's bring it to here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, this is I know where I am. That's funny. Hello, golems. How are you guys? You guys are a little worse for the wear. I think we can patch you up. Okay, so I went definitely too far. All right. Nighttime out there. We can do a little bit more digging. Oh yeah, repair up that pickaxe. Oh, again? Oh, goodness. Definitely drop off stone. Hello. Odd behavior. All right, we have at least the beginnings of a room. To break up some of the digging, I had a cool idea of what if we did like 1 and then 2, something like this. To make it a little bit of like an awning, like some decoration. I think that's kind of cool. And now for this one, you can see this villager is already thinking about coming into our storage room. It's not that bad in the storage, but in here, once I put workstations in here, they're all going to become running in here, and I do not want that. But I think we could do something like this, where when the trapdoor is 2 blocks above the ground, the villagers actually won't go under it. I think that looks pretty cool. And it'll keep those guys out. I might regret throwing that. There are no chickens in this area. All right, let's take a step back, admire our handiwork. I think those awnings look really cool. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how the outside here has turned out. Now we gotta work on the inside. Now, interiors can be a little bit weird, so I'm gonna work on opening up the space, putting in some decoration, and we'll come back and see where things are at. Got a lot of different ideas. We'll do some support beams. I'm gonna run spruce slabs across the ceiling. That'll hide the dirt. At a minimum, we'll ring it in like this. Maybe over time we fill in more of that. Now I think our workstation will actually stay on this level. How did he get in here? Oh, he probably walked all the way around like that. We'll have to block this off here. All right, well, we have one storage module in. I think it's starting to look pretty cool in here. So let me grab a bunch of, oh man, that is cool. Doesn't that look cool? With the iron golem burning up there. Now, I think for this lower area, I want to use deep slate for the floor. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. The dark color, but then we've got the different texture. That is nice. I'm leaving this side because I think I might want to go down another level, but I want to get this area cleaned up first. Whew, all right, that was a lot of interiors. Let's take a look. So here's our main storage. We come in. I really like these little trapdoor trick I've got going on here to create our entryway and stairs. The ceiling, still dirt, but we've at least got the ring of spruce here, and we have our 3 wide storage module, and actually this one is stone, dirt. That is still draining, that's crazy. But we've got our 3 wide module. This will probably be cobble. We've got our flooring here with a little bit of a pattern going on. The 3 wide with the tile, the polished, and then tough out on the edges. Makes for pretty cool. This we will continue to expand over time. I think we could go even another level or 2 lower over here. So we'll come back to that one on a future episode. And then right up this way, with a gate to keep out the villagers, is our workstation. So we've got actually 4 furnaces. These are furnaces in the ground, furnace, hoppers feeding them all the way. Will this hopper feed into this furnace? I guess I'll find out. But we've got our crafting stations, repairs and merging tools, automated hopper system. I've got this trapdoor. It blends in a lot with the wall, but for now the walls are this spruce up here. We could certainly make improvements in the future, and I also moved my bed in. Something I really like about this workstation is, if you remember, all the tools were sitting out here in the open, and that matters to me because I need quick and easy access to stuff, like even this crafting station being here. But what I like about this one is I can just run straight in, use my stuff. I even have once the bulk storage fills up, I'll even be able to grab bulk stuff out of here, but I don't have to go into like a big convoluted storage maze to access my workstations, and that is really important. Now, I did not have a chance to get to our villager trading booth, but I think it'll go right in here, kind of like this, and we will work on that on a future episode. Now, I've got a lot to do, moving all of my bulk items like the grass and cobble and some other stuff into the storage system. But that'll do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you liked the video, please like the video. It's free and it helps out a ton. Have a good one.